If you're an IT support engineer, you know the feeling. Your day is just this constant battle against context switching and a literal mountain of writing. But what if all those tedious tasks, the emails, the reports, the postmortems, could be handled by an AI Copilot that lives right inside your Google Workspace? We're about to see how your entire workflow is going to change. So let's start with just one number, 30%. That's almost a third of your day, every single day, spent not on fixing things, but just on reading and writing. We're talking about all the emails, the incident tickets, status reports, postmortems, you name it. It is a huge time sink. You know, we call this the communication tax, and it's draining your most valuable resource, your time. But here's the big question. What if you could just slash that tax in half? I mean, imagine getting hours back every week to focus on actual engineering, not just the admin work around it. That is exactly what we're going to dive into. All right, so let's really break down this tax. It all starts with the sheer volume of text you have to process and then produce, especially when an incident is going down. I mean, think about your daily grind, right? You wake up to this massive P1 email chain and you're just trying to piece together a timeline. You're manually drafting updates while you're still basically fighting the fire. And then comes the big one, writing that really crucial, blameless postmortem, which, let's be honest, can take hours. Every single one of these things is a tax on your productivity. So how do we start cutting that tax? Well, let's start where most of the chaos happens, your inbox. Gemini is built right into Gmail, and it can turn your inbox from a total source of stress into a source of clarity. Okay, imagine this. It's 3 a.m. An alert just woke you up. Now, instead of endlessly scrolling through dozens and dozens of emails, you just open up the Gmail side panel and you give Gemini a simple prompt like this one. And notice, you're not just asking, hey, what happened? You're asking for the really important stuff, the key decisions and the action items. And boom, this is what you get back in seconds. It's not a wall of text, it's a perfectly structured summary. You immediately know the service, what broke, the fix, who signed off on it, and what you need to do next. Just like that, you are completely up to speed. I mean, the difference here is just staggering. On the left, you've got minutes, maybe even a half hour of really stressful manual work. And on the right, you've got a 3-second AI-assisted summary. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a fundamental change in how you manage incidents. Okay, so the fire is out. Now you have to communicate. Instead of agonizing over finding the right words, you just tell Gemini what you need. Notice how the prompt even specifies the tone, professional but concise. You hit help me write, and a perfectly crafted draft just appears, ready for you to review and send. Think of the mental energy you just saved. So we've tamed the inbox. Now let's talk documentation. Writing something like a blameless postmortem is absolutely non-negotiable for a healthy SRE culture, right? The whole idea is to learn from failure, not point fingers. But man, it is so time-consuming. This is where it gets really, really powerful. Remember that summary Gemini made for you in Gmail? You just paste that into a new Google Doc, give it one prompt, maybe even referencing your team's standard template, and right away, you have a fully structured draft. It's already organized into all the sections you need. No more staring at that dreaded blank page. And this isn't just for creating new stuff. Think about it. You're on call for a service you haven't touched in 6 months. Instead of frantically speed reading a massive 20-page runbook, you just ask Gemini right there in Docs to summarize it for you. It's like an instant knowledge transfer. Okay, so we've covered communication and documentation. Now let's get into the really deep technical work, research and investigation. This is where Gemini's ability to understand natural language becomes a legitimate superpower for engineers. When an incident is active, you are under some serious pressure. You know what you need to find in the logs, but remembering the exact syntax for logQL or SQL at that moment can be really tough. Here, you just ask a simple, plain English question. You're just stating your intent. And here is the magic. Because Gemini can be trained on your internal systems and understands these query languages, it translates what you want into a perfectly formed, syntactically correct query. You just copy, paste, and run. This completely lowers the barrier to getting critical data when every single second counts. So you see, these aren't just a bunch of isolated tricks. They all combine into this seamless, incredibly fast workflow. So let's put it all together and walk through a full incident response, from the moment of resolution to documentation, at total light speed. Okay, just watch how fast this goes. Minute 1, the incident is over, you're in Gmail, you summarize the thread. Done. Minute 2, you hop over to a new doc, paste that summary. Done. Minute 3, one single prompt, and Gemini drafts the entire postmortem for you. Done. Now minute 4, that's for you, the human expert, to review it and add your unique insights. And by minute 5, you're hitting share. A task that used to take an hour is now a completed draft in less than 5 minutes.
This is the new reality. You've gone from the chaos of a resolved incident to a collaborative, learning document before your coffee is even ready. Gemini isn't just making you faster, it's giving you back the time and the mental energy to focus on preventing the next incident. By automating this whole communication task, Gemini frees you up to do what you do best, engineer things. So the real question isn't just what this technology can do, it's what will you do? What will you build? What will you fix? What will you improve with all that time you get back?